Hi, everybody. My name is Nicolas Beraudo. I'm the managing director of App Annie. For those of you who haven't heard about App Annie is an app market research and analytics company. We focus on apps, and our vision since the very first day, since we started at App Annie, was really to help every business achieve success through apps. We do this through market data approach, of course, and that's what we provide. We track millions of apps daily in every country. And today, we have, thanks to our historics, we've been doing that for many years, for more than 7 years now. Thanks to this, and thanks to all the data that we capture, we have the most accurate view of app performances globally. So how do you present our product in a holistic way? I think that what we try to do is help publisher and developers of app throughout the life cycle of the app, throughout their journey, right? And their journey starts with, well, understanding what they're going to do. The first step of developing an app is to create your roadmap. What type of apps you're going to publish and where you're going to publish. So you discover the market. You look at macro analytics data, right, of the market. And then eventually, when you have a little bit of a better idea, you start to strategize. Where I'm going to launch my app? What kind of KPI should I track? Who are my competitors? Where are they located? This kind of things. And we have tools at App Annie that helps you do that as well, correct? Once you have developed your app, you start publishing your app. In that stage, it's important to know how to acquire customers, how to get downloads from your app, right? So now you're trying to look at ASO type of data. You try to look at featuring type of data on the stores. How can I increase my downloads? How can I get into the top 10, for example, in a specific region? And we have also tools that help you do that. Once you increase your downloads, if you're lucky and if you did a good job, when you need to engage and you need to retain your customers. So what kind of KPI do you need to track at this stage? Well, you need to track MAUs and DAUs and retention of the apps. And this is also things that we track. And then eventually, for to terminate this circle, ultimately what you're trying to achieve is monetize better. And here again, we help you do that, and we help you track that. And we do this through our App Annie platform, of course, which have a paid service and a free service as well, and also by helping you with a team of co-workers, of workers at App Annie, focus on customer success and support, which we've done since the beginning, because it's really important for us to understand local market. The app economy is global, and you're only going to be successful in this market if you really understand every single local market. That's really important, and that's why we have a pretty large customer success and support team. We also use a community. We build a community, and we have a lot of events. We have professional services to help you throughout your journey, and also we have an app academy for our clients and for paid and free users of the service. So who use App Annie today? When we started the company, it was mostly, well, the finance vertical, investors that were trying to better understand the app economy. It was video game company, and it was the big platform out there that were interested in the product. Now you fast forward 6 years, 7 years later, it's a completely different landscape. Pretty much every single company in every single vertical today is interested in our product and looking at the app ecosystem because it has a major impact on how they drive their business on a daily basis and how they work. And sometimes it's even core to their business, like in banking, for example, or in travel. So this is some of the logo that we work with. Ultimately, if you take the top 100 publishers on the stores, 94 of them are using App Annie. This is the media that have been quoting us. You know, this is great. We are quoted in media all over the globe. I think what's more important is, if you look on the right side, is really the earning calls that are quoting us and the IPO filing. Why is it more important for me than the press, even more so important than the press? Is because if you look at Apple, for example, they've been quoting App Annie data in the last, I believe, 8 or 9 IPO filings. Why do they do that? Well, they do that because they know that investors are actually looking at App Annie data to track the performance, the overall performance of the market. And for them, it's important to have a third-party companies that legitimize, you know, their numbers. And it's the same thing with the Line or Netmobile IPOs, which were some of the largest IPO in Asia. Like I said earlier, what's very important in our business is to be global. This is a global economy, so we need to have presence in every single key market globally. And that's what we have. We have, for a company our size, you know, only 450 employees. We have now 15 different offices, 200 people in R&D, and a lot of offices actually in Asia, because as a lot of you know, a lot of the mobile trends are usually coming from Asia first. Apps are changing all industries. We talked a little bit about this. You know, the way you create, the way you eat, drink, the way you listen to music and look at entertainment, the way you learn, the way you travel, the way you play, of course, with gaming. All these verticals have been tremendously impacted by mobile. And we work with every single one of them, of course. A quick quiz before we move forward. How much time on our phone is spent inside app versus mobile app? Okay? So do you think this is less than 20%? Can you raise your hand? Anybody that thinks that you spend less than 20% inside apps versus mobile web on your phone? Anybody? No? Nobody? All right. From 20 to 39%. Anybody? Okay, a little bit more. From 40 to 59% in app versus browser, mobile browser. Okay, a bit more. 60 to 79%. Okay, looks like the majority. And over 80% in apps. Okay. No, you're from App Annie, you can't answer. The right answer is actually over 80%. So 80% of the time spent on your mobile device is spent in-app versus mobile browser, okay? This is really important. The actual number is 88%. Almost 90% of the time is spent in apps. Think about that in terms of advertisers and how it's going to impact the advertising landscape, right? On average, you spend more than 2 hours per day on mobile device. Now, this is a global average. If you look at market like Asia, it's much, much more than that. If you look at Western Europe, it's about an hour and a half or so. And you use, on average, 30-plus apps per month. This is a track to show you about where we stand in terms of the cycle of the revenue piece. If you look at the yellow line, this is the mobile users, the green line, app usage, and the app revenue in blue. You can see that Mexico and Brazil at the very beginning of the cycle, meaning a lot of downloads, but not so much revenue. And you can look at Japan, a lot of revenue, and the downloads are stagnating a little bit. And UK is kind of like in the middle. So it's a mature market that still can grow and have a lot of growth potential. If you look at and I'm going to try to fasten up a little bit, if you look at the App Store revenue in Europe, it's really on the rise. If you look at every single key market in Europe, it's been growing in the past 2 years. Germany is actually performing really well, almost doubling in the past 2 years. Here we're looking at the revenue generated by UK publisher. So company in the UK, where they are generating most of their revenue on a global basis. So we'll see in the United States, of course, in the UK, but some interesting markets like Australia and China, a lot of the European markets, of course, and Canada. This is a quick outlook of the mobile landscape and where we feel the mobile landscape is going to be in 2021. Today, if you look at the mobile users, it's about 3.4 billion mobile users globally. We forecast this to go to 6.3 billion in 2021. I'd like to pause a few seconds on that number. 6.3 billion means every single man, women, child on Earth from 10 to 65 will have a mobile device. That's what we are forecasting. Of course, the time span is going to increase the same way, right? Going from 1.6 trillion in 2016 to 3.5 trillion hours in 2021. The monetization, as a result, will double. We'll go from 62 billion in 2016 to 140 billion in 2029. This is only App Store mobile revenue, right? Now, if you look at advertising spend in-app, will triple. It will go from 73 billion in 2016 to 200 billion in 2021. And you can see that the share of non-gaming is actually growing. M-commerce, as a result, will increase sixfold from 1.1 trillion in 2016 to 6 trillion in 2021. Now, I leave you with this last slide, okay? We are forecasting 6 trillion in 2021. If you look at the app economy as a global economy, it will make the app economy the third largest in the world by 2021. So if you have an app strategy today, good, you're on the right track. If you don't have an app strategy, you better have one. And of course, we're here to help in both cases. Okay, thank you very much.